Happy New Year! Hi, boys and girls. It's Wednesday with Principal Sotero. And today, I just want to tell you how much I miss seeing you and connecting with you all in December. I know we had so many activities and fun things going on. So, we're back. So that means all of January and February, we'll be doing some cooking and baking and some other things together. So today, I thought, during the holidays, we eat a lot of cookies, don't we? Lots of sweets. So I thought today we should do a healthy snack. Something yummy, but healthy indeed. So we're going to use cereal. And I know boys and girls love cereal. You love it for breakfast. Actually, I love it to snack on. Sometimes when we're at meetings, Miss Williams, she's always snacking on cereal. And then I have to bring her back because I think, that looks so crunchy and delicious. So today, what we're going to do is use 3 ingredients, and then you can get creative. So first, I'm going to use Cheerios, just regular Cheerios. You can use oatmeal Cheerios with honey oats or something else. But I just have plain Cheerios, and I just need 3 cups. 3 cups. All right, so let's just get to that. We'll measure out 3. Whoops, I spilled a little bit more. That's okay. 2. Whoa, and 3. It's okay if we have a little bit of extra Cheerios. That's not too bad. All right, so we have our Cheerios in a bowl. I put 3 cups of Cheerios in here. Now, the other thing that we could do is we're going to add some delicious peanut butter. Now, you can use regular peanut butter, any jar peanut butter you have. I have a powdered peanut butter, and I just discovered this is a chocolate powdered peanut butter. So yummy. So you can have regular peanut butter, and then on top, if you want to later, you can just drizzle, that means shake back and forth, just a little bit of Hershey syrup on top to make it a little bit of chocolate flavor too. So I have my peanut butter all set right here. It's a chocolatey peanut butter, remember? And then I have my 3 cups of Cheerios in here. Now what I want to do is my 3 ingredients are Cheerios, peanut butter, and honey. So I have some delicious honey in a jar. Remember I was telling you it's so golden and it's beautiful that the bees make it. So we only need a half a cup of honey and a half a cup of peanut butter, and we're going to put it in a pot on the stove and just heat it up, simmer like 2 or 3 minutes. Not where it's boiling and really super hot, but just a little bit warm. So first of all, I have my cup here. It's a half a cup. Remember, it's not a whole cup. Here is my whole cup, and here's my half. 2 of these makes 1 whole cup. Remember, we remember those fractions, and I hope that you practice that when you were making some things with mom or dad or grandma over the holidays. So I'm going to measure 1/2 cup. Oh, that's just about 1/2 cup. How perfect is that? I kind of heated it up a little bit. So here we are. I just want to show you that golden flavor. So I'm going to put that in my pot right now. So here we go. And then I'll get a spoon to make sure I get all the rest of that goodness out. So we don't want to miss any of that. Scrape that out. So delicious. Then we're going to need just a half a cup of peanut butter. So I have my peanut butter here. Remember I told you this one looks a little different than regular peanut butter because it's chocolate in there, chocolate peanut butter. But you don't have to have the chocolate peanut butter like I have. You can have regular peanut butter. Maybe add a little Hershey syrup on top. Okay, so we're going to put that right in our pan. So I'll scrape all that goodness out. And then remember, I'm going to put it on the stove and put it like a medium heat. Remember we talked about this before. Medium heat is not high, not low, right in the middle. So we're going to let that simmer for about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. So we'll stir that up because we want the peanut butter and we want that honey to mix together. You know how easy this is? Once we mix it, we pour the cereal in it, and then we'll get to put it right in our pan. Now, I want to tell you, I love to put other things inside. I could put some raisins, like these are cran raisins, like when you have cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving, maybe for your holiday dinner at Christmas time. These are like raisins, so I like dried fruit in it. We could also put some nuts. I have some walnuts. I actually crushed some walnuts up, so it's really small. And I also have some chocolate chips I could add. So those are 3 more ingredients I could add. Oh, I am hearing it. Oh, it's all together and it smells great. I'm going to bring over this pan so you can see it. I'm going to turn this on. It doesn't take very long. But I want to show you that all of the honey is mixed in with the peanut butter. Okay, so I just stir it up a little bit to make sure it's all together. And it's warm. Remember I said simmer, like 2 or 3 minutes, not bubbling hot, just so that we know it's liquid. I'm going to put this back on my stove because I have to do one more thing to my pan. Remember, we always put that handle on the inside. Because if it was out like this and somebody came by and bumped it, oh my gosh, all that hot heat stuff would get on you and could burn you. So we want to be super careful and make sure that that handle is all the way on the inside. So I have my pan. I love these pans because they're so easy. Sometimes you don't have to wash them and throw them out. And I take my parchment paper, just this white paper so it helps it not to stick to the pan. Now remember, boys and girls, we always, always, always wash our hands. We don't want any germs. So remember, like we do in school, we count to 20 and we sing happy birthday 2 times. And that's a way for us to make sure all the germs are free and we're able to do our cooking and baking, right? All right, so that's all I have. It doesn't really fit in there too well, but once we put the cereal in there together, it'll be fine. All right, I'm going to bring over my pan now, and it's nice and warm. And you know, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to take this is all of my cereal, and pour it into my pan, because then I really only have to rinse this out quickly, right? Not a whole lot of work. So I stir this all in here. I want all of the cereal to be coated. And it's got the honey, so it's not really sugar. It's just a natural sugar made by the bees, right? And then I have the honey in there mixed in with that peanut butter. Now you could use regular peanut butter. You know what I was thinking? You could even use Nutella if you have that at home. You could get really creative. But I want to tell you, all the things that we're talking about have a sweetness to it. Would I add olives to this? Oh no. Would I add vinegar to it? Oh no, that wouldn't taste good. What about spaghetti sauce? Would I add that to my dessert? Oh no. So remember, when we're baking this, we're actually doing things that are sweet to the taste, right? We're not doing savory things like the tomato sauce or vinegar or olives. All right. So now, remember I said one of the things I want to do to it is I want to add some cranberries to it. So I'm going to add them. You can add raisins. So I might just take a handful. Not a whole lot. Just sprinkle it in there. And I'm going to sprinkle in there some chocolate chips. And I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of walnuts that I crushed up. So this has a lot of different textures. So I went from just 3 ingredients to 6 ingredients. And remember, in first grade, we do the doubles rule, don't we? So do you see I'm just tossing it back and forth, making sure it's all coated. I don't want to have a bite of my cereal bar without the cran raisins or the chocolate chip or maybe the nuts. And I'm looking in here and I'm like, I think I could add some more nuts. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more in there and then toss that. One thing that's great about when you're doing recipes like this, do you remember when we did the granola? We could add some different things to it, right? You could get creative and say, oh, but I don't like the raisins. That's okay. Oh, I don't like the chocolate chips. That's okay. Or you might have an allergy to walnuts, so you can't have nuts. No worries. I have it all coated, and now I'm going to lay it right on top of my white paper. And I don't have to cook this anymore. That's what's really great. So I'm going to make sure I get it all out. Put it right in my pan. See, it's all empty. So that's good. Remember, even when I'm working off the stove, I'm going to put that handle to the way back to keep safe. And now I'm going to just spread this out in my pan so it becomes flat. And you know what's really nice about this? You could put it in the refrigerator for 1 hour and you have a bar. You cut them up into squares and you're all set. Now, This seems to be a little bit bigger pan. I've done this before. What? Oh, you know what? I could have used a smaller pan. Well, I didn't have a smaller pan. So I have to be a problem solver. I don't have a smaller pan. I could have used a smaller pan, or I could have doubled the recipe. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to squish it so it's just half of my pan. And I'll show you, and then I'm going to pat it down because it really won't fit the whole pan. Probably could have used a double recipe. So that's okay. So now I just have a half of a pan. And I pat it down, and I'm going to just show you that. Make sure it goes to the corners because it makes it nice squares when you're cutting them after it's nice and chilled. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, I'm going to move him over a little bit. And I'll fold over my white paper. Because remember, I'm a problem solver. And I could use that to stop it like a border. So take a look at that. See, I have half a pan right there. There's my half. Kind of put it all together. And now I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And then just for 1 hour, then it chills and it gets hard. And I cut it into squares. And I have a delicious, healthy snack. And I love Cheerios. Cheerios are so good for you. They're good grain. They always tell you it's healthy for you. But you know what else? You could use some other different cereals. Like one of the other cereals I love Kix. Says kids tested, so that means kids like it, right? And I'm an adult, but I love it too. So you could use a different type of cereal. And if you have something sugary that you want a sweeter texture, well, some of you might have some Fruit Loops, right? Or something else at home. You could use any of those cereals to make it. But I just chose to use my Cheerios today. And then it's a lot easier for me to cut. But you can use other cereal too. So there's something you could be creative too. Not too difficult today. It's a fun, easy snack for you to make. Well, boys and girls, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I missed you. It's so great to see the students who came Monday and today. It was delightful. But I want to make sure that we get those fun times together each and every Wednesday again. So have a great learning day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.